Hello everyone, I am Kerem Erdal. I am a second year student in Computer Science Department in Bilkent University. Today I will introduce you my Physics 102 project. My project aimed at finding the equivalent dielectric constant when the different dielectric materials are placed in specified amounts vertically or horizontally. Firstly, I want to introduce you my equipment. First equipment I used was aluminium sheets, and these were for the sides of the capacitor. My second equipment was polystyrene floor. It formed the bottom part of the capacitor, since capacitor refers to the two conductor materials, and in between there is a non-conductor material. The third material I used was carpet knife. I used it to shape the polystyrene floor, the bottom part of the capacitor. Fourth material I used was different dielectric materials, and in my experiment I used PVC foam, paper, and naturally air. Additionally, I used a capacitance meter. It is a device that is used to measure the capacitance. Following that, I used a scientific calculator. I used it to go on with my calculations in the experiment and at the end make the error analysis. In addition, I used a ruler. In my experiment, it is used to observe the length and width of the aluminum plates and also length between two plates, since the capacitance formula depends on the area of the plates and distance between them. At the end, I used some wires to connect the probes of the capacitance meter to my homemade capacitor. Now I will go on with my experiment procedure. First of all, I have designed my homemade capacitor using two aluminum plates and polystyrene sheets, and it is like such a capacitor. Although I have used like such a tiny capacitor in my experiment, because otherwise it would result in very small capacitance values, I would use this for illustration in the video. Following that, I have measured the distance between two plates, width of each plate and length of them, to compute the area of plates and distance between them, because it would be useful for the calculation of capacitance using the associated formula. I have measured them like this and noted down the values. Following that, I have placed different dielectric materials in different proportions as stated in table 1. Table 1 is given. For the vertical and horizontal alignments of different dielectric materials, I would show one of the example for vertical alignment and one example for horizontal alignment of dielectric materials. I would show 1:1 proportion of paper and PVC foam for the vertical alignment. Since I know distance between two plates, I have calculated the half of it and created some papers which has a length at the half of this length, and PVC foam half of this length, so that they would have 1:1 proportion. And now I will replace it in between, and I would replace the PVC foam on the other side. On the other hand, there are some little uncertainties in my experiment, because for example, as you can see, there are some tiny air spaces in between, so that it would result in some little errors. And additionally, although I have measured them by using the ruler, since the actual experiment required using a tinier capacitor, it had resulted in some measurement errors, little errors, which have contributed to the percentage error calculated at the end. And then I have measured the capacitance value by connecting the probes of capacitance meter to the side parts of my homemade capacitor. And I have obtained the equivalent dielectric constant at the end by using the capacitance value obtained. Now I will show you one of my observations for the horizontal alignment of dielectric material. And for this one, I have chosen 1:1 proportion of air and PVC foam for illustration. So I would place the PVC foam in half, and half is naturally air, as it naturally exists in the environment. And then by connecting the probes of the capacitance meter to both of my aluminum plates, I have computed the capacitance value by using the capacitance meter. Then I would have obtained the equivalent dielectric constant for the horizontal alignment of this dielectric material. At the end, I have compared my obtained measured results for the equivalent dielectric constant with their theoretical ones obtained by the given formulas for vertical and horizontal alignment of dielectric materials. And I have computed the error that can be resulted from uncertainties of the electronic devices or ruler I have used, or personal uncertainties like the airspace, as I have explained beforehand. Thank you for watching my video.